What is up, Pump Fake Pod? It has been a minute. The season's been over for a week now, but it's just begun again, and we got you covered. Don't you worry. We're talking all things college basketball, even through the offseason. Yes, not as much as we did betting every single freaking game, picking every single freaking game on the season, but we will still have your coverage all offseason, especially for the big news. How the hell are we? Elliot, what is up, my friend? Heard you were dodging some tornadoes last night there in Kansas. Didn't hear it. I saw it on social media as well, too.
Yeah, dodging a few tornadoes. Was down, hunkered down in my basement last night in a little cellar-like room, hoping that nothing got damaged, nothing came through. So apologies for the late notice on the move of the show to tonight, but as you can see, still in my basement. But not because there's storms. Everything's good. Didn't get hit. There was one 20 miles away, 15 miles away that was confirmed a deadly tornado. So glad it didn't come my way. And we'll see. You know, it's tornado season. So just another day in Kansas, basically.
Yeah, just another day in Kansas. Dorothy was clanking her heels and was going home. Well, glad you're good. No water damage, it looks like, on the ceilings or anything. No damage. So
not that I've found so far. So
down, maybe a couple branches down or something. No,
yeah.
Not too bad. Yeah.
No. Couple branches down in the back. Windy again today, actually. Very windy. Almost as windier than it was last night. But I didn't get hail. My brother got hail. He's about 20 minutes to the west of me. So luckily the hail kind of somehow avoided me. So no roof damage or anything like that. So all is well. No complaints.
Hey, well, glad you're good. I know Kansas is it's like a rainstorm for you guys sometimes over there for sure. There in the Tornado Valley land, but no, I mean it's a lot has happened since we last spoke. Talking about the championship recap, talking about my weekend. I'm a little more vigor. I'm a little more, have a little more enthusiasm and charisma. My normal self. I bounced back from that absolute 5-day send in Bender. I was pretty hurt last time. I listened to myself on the championship show. I was like, yeah, it was a great way. Anywho, that was that. So now we had some resting. You know, I've been resting, kind of just watching the portal, just like Batman. You know, got the monitors going crazy, and I'm just kind of like watching a little bit about what's been going on this season. And there's been a lot of movement so far as well too. We finally have seen some things happen. Elliot, before we get into actual movements in the portal, let's talk about the season ending on Monday night at midnight and the portal opening not only 6 hours later. What an insane turnaround time. I'm talking about my turnaround time over the weekend, just having some mixed drinks. I mean, the turnaround time for these coaches, these assistant coaches. I mean, if you were in Indianapolis having fun and you're a coach, you're behind almost because you got to go portaling. I noticed a lot of the mid-majors were partying because those guys are the ones going portaling. So it's always everything. I mean, they got that insane software. I don't know if you've seen it. It looks like an old little 90s software, but you can click around and click on somebody and they bring up everybody's stats and whatnot. It's an insane thing. And then you can message them through it. It's an actual portal for the transfer portal. So, Elliot, what do you think about that?
Can we get into it? Can we have access to it, or is it solely coaches?
I don't know. I want access to it, please.
I do too. No. I mean, it's better. I'll say it's not probably the best. You would think that maybe they give a week or so, but it's better than football, in my opinion. When the portal opens before the frickin' 2 weeks before the championship is played, or even the semifinals are played. So, they've got to change the rules on that, but at least it's after the end of the season. Unlike football. However, I think a few days off would be beneficial for sure. So, I don't know. Definitely was definitely news. You wake up to All right, Michigan cutting down the net. You're crying about one shiny moment, and then 7 hours later, you are just all of a sudden freaking talking about people who you've been talking about for 5 months that are now in the portal or had already been said that they were going somewhere else, and then they officially go somewhere else. So, incredible turnaround time. It's hard to keep up for sure.
And
unreal. I think 1,400 people within the first 24 hours or something.
24 hours. I think there's how many kids? Thousands of kids in the portal now. It's unbelievable to say the least. And I mean, it keeps expanding. I'll say that I will say this one has been a little more like tame. I think last year was like whoa, and I think hopefully like each year it just keeps like they're figuring it out. I know we talked about ideas and like kind of agreeing with like one portal and whatnot and whatnot, one move depending on, there was some contingency if like the coaches were leaving, stuff like that. But, make it realistic. But that sense of loyalty is what we were focused on. When you're 40 years old, you want a sense of pride of where you played. PJ Haggerty, what logo are you putting on? What arena are you going to visit? So, anywho, yeah, David, I was up, I was going to be up big. I put 5 units on Arizona. Mr. Tailgate Report got my Arizona hoodie. He got me a hoodie. I was bearing down all freaking day to everybody I saw in Indianapolis with Arizona. But man, what a freaking letdown that was. That's why I always bet strictly half units. But we took a stab. We got a little bit of it back on the under, going 3 units. But that 5-unit play on Arizona, knew it right away. That made the drinks flow a little bit easier that night. But we will always say, bear the fuck down. I know we got a good audience that loves Arizona.
Yeah, well, we share the same Wildcat symbol, so it's bear the fuck down unless they're playing K-State.
This fucking Michigan fans are fucking obnoxious. Let's just be real too. I'm not just saying that as an IU fan. They're fucking obnoxious. This fucking drunk guy is just screaming in my ear. He's like, why the fuck do you guys say bear the fuck down when you're the Wildcats? I'm like, dude, I was like, fuck you. I don't fucking know. I was like, get the fuck out of my face. Your hot breath is disgusting. He's like, why the fuck do you say bear the fuck down? I'm like, dude, fuck Michigan. Who gives a shit? Like, you guys are absolute cheating scumbags.
Hell yeah. Fuck Kansas. That's right. Let's go.
Let's go. How about fuck Purdue too, or fuck Miami, Ohio. Not this last season. We'll be talking about that. So let's get into the portal, though. I mean, it's an insane turnaround time. You're absolutely right, Elliot. And it's probably the unsung heroes, to say the least, that are the ones kind of finding out who's this. What team was it? Was it Michigan or Arizona? The scout where, like, if he was the one to call the review, he was like he only missed one review but got like 30 right. So if he was the one that viewed the iPad, what were we which one was it, Elliot?
Michigan, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it was Michigan. But yeah, you review the iPad, they would go for it. So the unsung heroes of the portal, these guys are working hard. They're chopping wood, making their name up the ladder and up the chain in college sports. So shout out to those guys finding everybody on the portal. But some big news for sure. What up, dude?
I'll say, just before we get into it. So as of currently, over 2,000 players are in the portal for the Division I. And when you look at the total in all NCAA divisions, there's over 4,100 portal entries over all 3 divisions. But specifically looking at Division I, over 2,000. Mind you, there's 365 teams. So that's like, let's see.
Yeah, do the math. So like basically just have to take out one of the zeros and add it would be like, why is that fucking?
So 5.5 players per team.
Yeah, 5. Yeah. Oh, my math, I was almost there on the mental math. Let's go.
5.5 players per team are bouncing. Some more than others. We'll talk about K-State, but
and some. I mean, for sure, we'll talk about K-State. There's news right away. They got. Momcilovic is obviously one of the hottest ones for sure from Iowa State. John Blackwell from Wisconsin is also transferring as well. Maybe a lot of these guys have the what do they attach it to stay? Like they have the chance to stay if they want, which is so soft. I just want everyone to know that. So the portal was like, it was okay. Like there was some good names for sure, but at the same time, I don't know. To me, it didn't stand out as much as last year, but still some solid players. And I think we'll get right into it and talk about the wonderful Indiana Hoosiers, because once a kid goes and visits IU, they're going to know why they're going to go to IU. Trust me, just go to Kilroy Sports. That's all you got to do. IU landed Marcus Burton from Notre Dame. Great fit, absolute scorer. Feel like it's a Lamar Wilkerson a little bit type of vibe under DeVries. And this guy's got experience now playing with some of the top teams for sure, and even some Big Ten teams, that is. So I think he'll be a little bit better when it comes to Big Ten play. I'm not shitting on Lamar, but it was obvious this team was just not ready for some of the athleticism in the Big Ten after playing in conferences that they did. No disrespect, but for 20 Big Ten games, it's a lot. So, but Lamar still did great. One of the best shooters I've ever seen put on that uniform. I think Marcus is going to be another great shooter and follow in his footsteps, hopefully even better for IU next year. So I was super excited about that when that got announced. I know it was in the works for a few days, and then they also got this Samet Yigitoglu or whatever from SMU. I hated the guy. He's 7'2", yeah. So it's good to have a big ass dude for IU. We've always had some like 6'10" centers as of recently, so some height is nice. God, he would piss me off watching SMU though, so I got to get over that myself in my own bias. So welcoming him with open arms, and then they also got why am I blanking on it? Fucking the kid from Georgia Tech. Oh yeah, Mustaf, Isaiah from Mustaf from Georgia Tech. So I don't know too much about him. It looked like he averaged a decent amount of points. Jaden Mustaf, 6'6", and he's a sophomore. So I like that we're getting sophomores. And as a freshman, you average 10.4 points, even in the ACC. I don't care if you're on Georgia Tech. You're welcome with open arms as well. Thank you for putting on the candy stripes. And then there is some rumblings. Aiden Sherrill from Alabama is going to be potentially moving as well to Indiana. I know that's one of his finalists. People were actively Venmoing him last night. I just want you to know. Students were and saying, "My first beer in Bloomington on you. My first drink in Bloomington on me. My first drink in Bloomington on you." Many more of these to come if you come to Bloomington. I saw all these Venmo transactions to Aiden Sherrill.
That's hilarious.
Absolutely awesome. Hopefully it works. And trust me, just you go to Kilroy's down there in sports, you find it out. And then they got some guy that barely played for Duke, something Damon Harris or whatever. So,
hey, yeah. Sometimes it's those ones that are unknown that can make the biggest impact.
Yeah, absolutely. So people are already hot on IU's portal. I can't go crazy. I've seen it too many times in the off season where people are roster baiting a little bit, and it's just a little bit too much in my opinion. We'll move on though. IU did very, very good as well. And then some big news: Flory Bidunga from Kansas is now at Louisville. What's your thoughts on that?
With Jackson Shelstad.
And Shelstad as well too. Yeah,
I heard whisperings of $9 million for both of them.
$9 million for both of them. That's
true?
I think that's confirmed. Yes,
that's unreal.
Spending a bag, and now you're going to pay Bidunga $4.5 million. Sometimes I think he has the raw talent to be good, but he just lacks the effort behind it. I think.
I honestly just think that. I mean, I don't know how you'd pay him that much. He didn't really have a very good offensive skill set. I think he's a freak of nature, athletic wise. He's obviously a very, very good defender. Was going to be right up there for ACC Defensive Player of the Year next year. But he better get a lot better offensively and a little bit more in his bag of offensive tools to be able to get paid the bag of $4.5 million. I mean,
Bill
Shellstad I could see.
Well.
Shellstad, man.
Bill Self dusted up a little bit with Louisville coach Pat Kelsey in the handshake line. I know
Yep.
I can't remember what it was exactly about, but they were going back and forth probably about something that occurred on the court that we had missed. And Bill Self just kind of gave him 3 pats on the chest a little bit, brushed him off. So interesting development there. I thought that was kind of fun and just a little bit added to the wound. But yeah, I mean, Jackson Stelstad, is he really worth $4 million? I mean, maybe Badunga has more. I can't imagine he has that more though.
I think he's worth more than Badunga, in my opinion.
Just I don't know.
Because he's a veteran guard presence, going to have the ball in his hand. I think he overall he's going to impact the team more so, personally, in my opinion. But
yeah, Badunga though I think him being his height, he could definitely take a step up even more in the ACC. You know, even build up more weights. Says the chubby guy that just plays golf. Jackson Shelstad is a solid move for sure, but I think handing him $4.5 million is not the best idea as well. Stefan Vox from Providence goes to Illinois, so another Euro on Illinois, which is always good. It fits well. Speaking of Euros, Nicholas Abdalis from Virginia Tech goes to North Carolina, so a little kind of bizarre move, in my opinion. He'll fit well with North Carolina, and Mike Malone gets his European project like he had with Nikola Jokic in the NBA. So I think that's a great spot for him to transfer out to, for sure. PJ Haggerty found his 5th team. I already alluded to that earlier. What do you think about that, Elliot? He goes to Texas A&M under Buckyball. Is he going to have unlimited ammo, just shooting lights out all the time under Bucky?
Yes. I mean, that's dude. I want him to do well. I didn't mind Haggerty at all this year, really. I wish we could have. I wish we would have been able to keep him, to be honest, and just had him with a better coach. In my opinion, I think he could do wonders. But with the price tag that he had, there was no way we were going to keep him. So I hope he does well at Texas A&M, and I think he definitely fits that buckyball style of play where. Defense is a little optional at times, but getting buckets is the main goal, and he is obviously one of the best in the country when it comes to getting buckets.
Yeah, absolutely. And you're not wrong on that whatsoever. I think what am I fucking missing here? Had it all pulled up. I don't mind Haggerty either. It's just not the 5 teams in 5 years as well. But West Virginia did pretty good in the portal as well. They're up there with IU. Iowa State has done well in the portal so far. West Virginia just got Mo Sila from Georgia Tech, so everyone's bouncing from Georgia Tech as well. A lot of stuff going on for West Virginia. I know they made some solid moves earlier as well, and they've got some 4-stars and 5-stars signing on to their team. So Ross Hodge, things looking up. People saw the crown, they're like, I'm in. Let's get this team rolling even more. They got what's his name from Butler, Finley Bizjack as well. So good guard play, I think, is perfect for Hodge. They lost some people in the portal as well, but definitely got some good portal moves so far, and have done a good job under Ross Hodge. So I expect some big improvements with their roster additions this next season.
Yeah, no, another team that I think has done really well is Texas. They've done well. I was impressed with both of the guys that they've already been able to pull. With the freshman lefty from Colorado, Isaiah Johnson, I believe is his name. But I got to watch him up close and personal there in the Big 12 tournament, and he is the real deal. And then they were able to pull another interstate guy, pulled away from TCU, David Punch, who, as you guys saw in the tournament, was a big time player, and I think he's just going to continue to get better. So those 2 players that Texas was able to pull, I was very impressed with.
Yeah, absolutely. Texas has done a great job there. And Texas, they got cash. I think they're always going to be set. It'll be interesting to see the step that they do, especially with under Sean Miller, year 2 there. But I think someone in the parlay piece, Santos Cyril to Miami. Yeah, it's a great spot.
He's talking about his Georgia team lost both Wilkinson to Arkansas and Cyril to.
This one is going to hurt next year for sure, especially when he's just going to pop off against Georgia. I feel like
another one that I hate. Another one where I still think the rule should be if you go in intra-conference within conference, you got to sit out of here.
Yeah, it's a pussy ass move. I like that. I like that move for sure. Roddy Gale would be fucked going from Ohio State to Michigan. That's for damn sure. But anywho, it looks like Creighton was making some moves as well. They got Wes Ennis from South Florida. It'll be good to see him in a Power 5 conference. So looking forward to that. And then they got Providence. I can't pronounce his last name, but absolutely solid there. Providence, absolute new team tomorrow.
Miles Bird.
Yeah, no shit. David Matola. I think you absolutely can be excited about Derek Dixon. I'm excited. I think his game actually can relay well into the Big 12, especially with their athleticism. I like his game, and you know what? He wasn't about the new coaching change. He wants to go step it up, go out west. Absolute East Coast to West Coast move. I think it's destiny. Derek Dixon got it good. I can't imagine you paid him too much money. Still probably gave him a bag, of course, but can't be as much or as sought
in
out
comparison. Probably not as much as some. And I think it's a good move. They needed another a guard, so he got good experience. I think he averaged. Just over 6 points a game, 3 assists, so can share the ball. They're obviously going to lose Burries because he's going to go to the NBA. So they had to replace something there in the backcourt. So I think, I think Arizona has been very selective with what they've done in the portal. So if you're getting him, you're getting him for a reason for sure.
Yeah, and I like that Tejada from Towson, Tyler Tejada, also transferring to Cincinnati. I saw that Cincinnati they had a couple leaves like Jizzle James and Sincere Harris that entered the portal as well. So they definitely had some moves, but they've done a sneaky good job at bringing in some people as well too. So yeah,
I will say the with the fact that I think that Tejada fits well within that Cincinnati system, just because tough defensive-minded teams, same kind of similar philosophy, and now you kind of got a go-to scorer. So if you're Cincinnati, he fits well because they're not looking to run and gun or do anything like that. They're looking to play a bunch of defense, play really solid defense, and then if they got a scorer like that, they can score with 10 seconds left on the shot clock. That's exactly what they need. So I think he fits well there in Cincinnati. So I'm interested to see if he can make that step up to, from Hofstra to that Power 4 level here in the Big 12.
Don't sleep on the Cardinals. They're bringing in MAC guys. MAC portal, baby. They got good rosters. Capco's getting them right. But anywho, I think this is a fun one and maybe the perfect portal transfer yet. Karasinski from Bellarmine, who was just awesome and fun to watch, absolute scorer, transferred to Northwestern. What a fucking perfect school for him to go play for. He's going to drop like 34. They're going to be terrible next season, just like they always are. But Chris Collins is going to find them a groove and find him the open shot. And it's going to be lights out. I think Karasinski will do a great job. It's a perfect fit for him in Northwestern. Talk about shot creator. That kid's
another shot creator. Dede Ames coming over from California. I was kind of interested to see where he would go. He actually took a visit to Kansas, so I thought that would have been kind of funny if he would have chose Kansas after being at K-State for his freshman year. Ended up going with Rick Barnes and company there at Tennessee. So point guard there. Obviously, they're going to lose. Oh my gosh, Jacoby. Gillespie. So I think he fits the mold, similar style. Even though he's lefty, he can score, shoots the three at a very high clip, can kind of score at all three levels. So I think they found themselves a really solid point guard. So he's proven himself there at Cal. He proved himself at K-State. That was one of the guys that I really, was wanting to keep, but unfortunately we weren't able to keep him after his freshman year. But he'll probably do some big things there in Tennessee, so one to definitely keep an eye out for.
Yep, absolutely. And you know what?
I can say the bullshit of Tennessee also then gets Tyler Lundblade too, who I was hoping that K-State could pull. He's coming over from Belmont, the Missouri Valley Conference Player of the Year. Thought maybe he'd follow his former coach Alexander over to K-State, but clearly was given a significantly more amount of money to go to Tennessee. So can't blame the kid.
And right before we got on, Magoon Guath from San Diego State, who talked to Mark Pope not only 2 days ago, decided to go to DePaul. So Magoon Guath to DePaul in the most recent portal news. And then I know that this was also confirmed. Corey Hadnot from Powers Hamburgers, IPFW, PFW that is, respect the rebrand, going to Houston. Kelvin Sampson got his guard. That guy can score. You beef him up a little bit this offseason, give him the Houston way. I think he's gonna be a stud. That's for damn sure. So, yeah, we got a lot of kids all over the portal. It's pretty funny. Caden Lewis to Miami is another one for sure. KJ Lewis from Georgetown to USC. So just all over the place. It's kind of funny trying to even keep track of it all, to be honest.
You know, a sneaky fun one was CJ Brown, point guard for USF, going to High Point.
Yep.
I love that.
That's a great one.
It shows you, obviously, CJ Brown looking to make sure that he goes, didn't follow his coach, but wanted to make a change. And it shows you the bag that High Point has to be able to compete with like an American type conference player, he's on that top 250 board, and you're going to go to High Point. That's pretty fun, in my opinion.
Yeah, exactly. It's all cash. You're spot on there. But I mean, a lot of these guys we're talking about and talked about today, they've been this is all came out today. Like these updates are today. So the portal is absolutely moving. That's for damn sure. Even CJ Brown was today. Karasinski, Logan Duncombe, the Notre Dame from Winthrop. Notre Dame has lost a lot of people. Devin Royal from Ohio State to Villanova, which is another one that happened yesterday. Jizzle James, I talked about. He went to Charlotte and then
that's him going to his former coach.
Yeah, Wes Miller.
Wes Miller.
Yeah, no shit. Duh. I should have put 2 and 2 together there. And then like it's funny seeing like these teams, like some names I'm sorry. I probably watched thousands of college basketball games this season, but I can't keep up with some of these names. Some of these are hilarious, which we'll get into later for sure. Jalen Lowe, I think, is a great one from Houston to Georgetown. I think that's a great spot for him to go. Yeah. What else is there? What else did we miss? We didn't talk about anything last. We talked about Cyril. We talked about Vox, Shellstad, Badunga. Momcilovic is another one. I think where do you see him ending up? I guess because that's probably the one where that's the most sought guy in the portal. If you haven't played this Hardwood Empire game, download it. It's hilarious. I'm loving it. But Momcilovic would be the most sought out ranked person in that Hardwood Empire. So what's an ideal situation for him, you think?
I mean, I don't know. I don't know what the interest is with NBA teams either. He's entering himself into the draft process as well. Obviously, could fit that game style with just the way he shoots the basketball, shooting almost 50% from three. So it'd be interesting to see, see where he ends up. I would assume he's probably either going to be somewhere in the SEC. I would assume it's probably where he's going to go.
It's not a bad call. Yeah, SEC, I definitely can see him going. I could probably see him going to Illinois as well, too, of course. Just fitting right in Illinois. Colin Chandler, my least favorite person on Kentucky, goes to BYU. Fits him perfectly. So that's another great transfer. A lot of guys still way out there. I think we mentioned JP Estrella from Tennessee, went to Michigan as well. That was like an early one from last week. Jalen Petty from Texas Tech to UCLA. So tons of stuff. I mean, I think a great place to go is obviously Twitter and stuff like that. Reddit for updated news and shit like Threads. But if you Google some stuff, they got great stuff. There's this app called like Tiny Hoops that tracks it all. There's a 247 Sports that keeps a good eye on it, which is like a recruiting site. So they got the portal down. Which shout out 247 Sports. Their current transfer portal rankings are number 1 Louisville, 2 Indiana, 3 Texas, 4 Tennessee, 5 Miami, 6 Houston, 7 Pitt, 8 UCLA, 9 Iowa State, and 10 Creighton. So those are their top 10 for the transfer portal there. I think that's a solid one. We still got a lot to talk about eventually, but for now, that's our portal news. We'll definitely talk. We'll definitely get on next week as these rosters start to wind down and the portaling starts to wind down. It still goes forever. I know they say it closes, but they somehow still are magically going through the wormhole of the portal. So it's an insane wild, wild west here.
Yeah,
and we're going to keep you covered.
Parlay P brings up a good one too. Diop, that's going to be a big one to kind of watch and see where he goes, as well as John Blackwell and Juke Harris. Both of those kind of are top guys that still without a home. So going to be interesting to see where they end up.
Hey, it's good to see you too, Z Paulson. But you know what? Ball State, look out for them. No bums going there. That's for damn sure. They got a good portal. But yes, I think we'll hopefully be able to talk about this next week when we do our next show. We're going to try to keep going once or twice a week in the off season. Obviously, when the summer things happen, but definitely try to go once or twice a week in the off season. Keep you updated on all the news and whatnot. And appreciate it, David Matola. Thank you, man. Thank you for tuning in. Made a lot of money this year because of you guys. Let's go. Probably just had to bet Arizona. That's for damn sure. Unfortunately, blew it all on Nerfies this baseball season. And Nerfies are fun, at least. Nerfies are fun, but God, yeah, what a rush. I have not made a bet since the national championship game. I will say I will make a bet. I'll bet on racing. I'll bet on some baseball here and there, but it has been nice, especially having like 91 bets in one day on a Saturday in the heart of the season, and all that shit's out there. It's stressful, but it was a good season. We're up 130, still up 130 something units to combine after the end of the season, even with some big sprays. So we're gonna keep rocking, always keep rocking, and it was a fun one, and I think I'm happy to have my feet up and not be betting the last couple of weeks, especially during this. Fuck baseball. I played it all my life, but fuck baseball. So, anywho, yeah, it's a kid from Indiana. Doesn't have a baseball team, but I do root for the Cubs. And I already got my shit. 2016 was good enough for me. That's all I need to see. Yeah, you called it. I even said it, Beeves. I was like, I got more vigor this episode. I got some enthusiasm.
He's like he's a different human right now.
I got skin, like good skin. Yeah. No, for sure. I was making you can go back if you want, but I'll just do it. I was like, last week I was like, yeah, the game was fun, like just really monotone and hurting. But yeah, let's freaking go. Yeah, you damn yeah. Don't sleep on the Nap Town. I'll tell you, and all they like to do is drink and play golf. So Indianapolis is a great place. We call it the loop around the whole circle. I live on the north side, so not quite Indianapolis, but very close. That whole loop, special. Yeah, I would say some of the best that I've seen. Some of the best. We got the absolute best, and it's just yeah. Anywho, shout out 317. Shout out the Midwest. That is the transfer portal news.
Hey, I gotta at least talk about my cats.
Oh yeah, get in there. I'm like, yeah, what have they done? Let's get in there. Come on.
Well, when everybody else is increasing their NIL, we decided to cut our NIL in half.
Oh.
So making it tough for Alexander. Hence why I think they lost the battle for Lundblade. But we've got a few people so far. Brought in Jaden Shutt coming over from Virginia Tech. He's kind of a guy that's got a strap on him. Brandon Rechsteiner coming over from Colorado State. He's another guy who's got one year left. And then we just today, I believe, or yesterday, Isaiah Abraham coming over from Georgetown. We got Matt Gilhool. He redshirted last year at LSU. And then we also have JT Rock, 7'1" center from New Mexico, who can shoot the rock. Retained Andre Kostic, who a lot of people think that they're going to be, he's going to be an NBA player at one point. So I was happy to see that they were able to retain him. Otherwise, haven't retained anybody else. A couple guys that were signed out of high school, Devin Hutcherson and John Alexander, who I'm looking forward to. He was Alabama Player of the Year in basketball. They decommitted from Belmont and then followed Alexander to K-State. Desdrick Lindsay comes over from Oregon. He'll have one more year left. And then Brock Weiss, kind of a center, a guy that just plays hard. Is another guy that they brought over from Murray State. So something that Alexander saw battling him in the MVC, coming over from Murray State, sorry. But yeah, so not as you think about last year when we were just last 2 years really just head hunting for the top targets. PJ Haggerty last year. Coleman Hawkins the year before, we were going after the top dogs, and it didn't come to fruition. So we're hoping that maybe this approach with Alexander's eye for talent, he'll be able to kind of find those hidden gems, and see if he can can find those guys like a Jacoby Gillespie, who started out at Belmont. So hopefully, I think there's still some more moves left. I'd like us to get Charnowski from Belmont, the center for them. I think he's one of their, besides Lundblade, he's their second top guy rated in the portal. I'd like to see him come over. Hopefully he can follow, but we'll see. It'll be interesting. It's hard to compete though when you've cut your NIL in half when everybody else is continuing to raise the bar. But we've kind of shifted our NIL to football. And we'll see if Casey Alexander can do something and prove to gain the respect of everybody, and then allow them to funnel more money in.
What are they doing? I mean, that makes zero sense. Especially how awesome that gym is. I think there's some history to Kansas State. I think it's a stupid move, especially in this day and age, and how well the Big 12 is starting to pour in money. Especially to the basketball teams outside of football. So, yeah, that's unfortunate. But at least you got a good coach who can work with what he got and did a good job there at Belmont. And yeah, Lundblade going to Tennessee, he didn't want to leave that Tennessee life. I guess he didn't want to leave that life. So Lundblade does go to Tennessee, and those are some good gets. And there's a lot of guys left in the portal. I had people texting me like, what is IU doing? They're letting all these people walk. I'm like, have some fucking patience. Good God.
Yeah,
things are going to work out. And there's so many guys to go get in the portal. So,
and I mean,
I have a feeling Nick Dorn from IU could go to your school as well too. He transferred from Elon. I think that could be a good fit for you guys as well too.
I mean, you see it all the time, though. I mean, obviously, money doesn't buy great teams. I mean, it can, but at the same time, look at what K-State did the last 2 years with all that money, and they didn't even make the NCAA tournament 2 years in a row after having a top 20 NIL budget. So, you can win different ways. So hopefully, I'm a firm believer, and it's not about these rankings that these guys on 3 and 24/7 and everybody puts out all these stars and all this stuff. I could give two shits less, but you need a coach that can see a vision, see what he likes to do, how those players that he's going to bring in fit that system and all mesh together well. Doesn't mean that they are going to be the highest rated players, but the players that are highest rated for his system and for his team. So the stars thing, I just don't really look much into it.
Especially, I mean, you look at Kentucky; they paid all that money for nothing. I mean, that's insane. Almost a $30 million roster,
and then you lose what 3-4 people already?
Yeah,
that you paid?
They're gone. Crazy. Colin Chandler deserves to go to BYU. It's a perfect match for him. But I just want you guys to know, you heard it from me first.
Yep.
Ball State's got a big transfer on the way. Just I'm going to keep it hush, but big transfer on the way. Just keep an eye out. Keep the notifications on for Ball State basketball, everyone. Big one. And shout out our guy, Go Bees. Yeah, they do have 3 transfers from BYU, Xavion Staten, and then also Rasmussen from Idaho, and Dennis Evans from Grand Canyon as well. So good gets, some good big guys there for the Bees.
I love Jackson Rasmussen. He's a freshman. He was a freaking dog there at Idaho. It's a awesome get for Oregon State for sure. And that Stanton guy, he's freaking huge. He looks way taller than 6'11" in person. He's got a huge wingspan. Yeah,
they got big men, and I know that they lost most of their whole team, but a lot of these teams have that are going heavy in the portal. And they again, Oregon State loading up for the new Pac-12 next year. Let's go Beavs. And I don't know, just something about him just fits right into BYU. I don't know. It seems like he can soak because he can't soak any threes. I freaking hate that guy. God, I can't stand him. But
no, I think he fits in well. I think he's a guy that's going to be in that system, that NBA style, 3 at the rim. He's a guy that shoots the 3 at a high clip. So you surround him. I don't think he's necessarily as good as oh my gosh, as Mr. Freaking Tater Tot, but I think that's kind of the role that they're going to see for him.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, that's the portal news for now. So next week, things will be majorly different. We may change up the rankings, but the portal news, we got you covered. Don't you worry, especially over these next few weeks as things round up. But that's not over yet because we got our Academy Award show. Let's freaking go. Welcome to the Pump Fake Pod Award Show. We do this every year. We've done it every year since the Pump Fake Pod started 3 years ago. Yeah, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, something like that. But anywho, we've done this, and then we'll do like a handful of awards, and then we'll also talk about the season. And then we'll also give out our all team names list, so which is always fun. Gob for one, stuff like that. All team names, that's for damn sure. So, yeah, we we don't have an opening monologue. The portal was the opening act for the Academy Awards. We don't have some canned jokes with teleprompter. It's the Pump Fake Pod Awards. So thanks everyone for tuning in. If you want to only listen to portal news, we'll split it up. Timestamps, baby. It's easy. After this, we'll do the awards. But these awards are great. Every year, talk about stuff that aren't always the true awards, but that's good. We don't all care about the Naismith Award. That's the only one I feel like exists. And shout out our guy Parlay P for the donation. We appreciate you. We appreciate your support every episode that you've tuned in. It means a lot. And also give Parlay P a follow especially for that college football. He was making me some absolute hard-earned cash on Twitter. Caught up with him and his tweets and what he was doing in college football. Absolute fire. So give him a follow. Parlay P, drop your handle in the chat. I think it is just like parlay_P or something like that. But I don't want to drop it in the chat. Give him a follow, especially for college football and NFL. He's solid. So
at parlay_P.
All right.
And I appreciate you, my guy.
Yes. So Elliot, Academy Awards. Yes. Oh, I could give a rat's ass about the actual Academy Awards, but we're going to keep the vibe here. I don't know any of the Oscars movies that win a lot of the times. I don't know any of them. I don't watch movies really. I don't watch any of the other stuff. Grammys, maybe, but all that shit is crazy now these days. So catch me away from that. But the PFP award show, let me tell you, it's spectacular because we'll be talking about everything under the sun. And let's go ahead and just kick off the first award with the one we love best, because what does the Pump Fake Pod do, Elliot? We pick games. We bet games. We bet slate. The first award is who was your favorite team to bet on this season. Doesn't necessarily have to mean profit, just favorite team to bet on. And let's go and pass the buck. Elliot, I mean, you can give a few of your nominees. I feel like I can nominate a couple of them just knowing you. You got to be remiss if you didn't put the Hatters in there. That's for damn sure. But
sure. It was my Stetson Mad Hatters. They were warming up there at the end of the season. That's definitely for sure. They were definitely a nominee. Mercyhurst, of course, had to be a nominee in there as well. Shout out to my guy Bernie Blunt. Looking forward to seeing where he ends up. I kind of liked Montana as well, just because I love following my guy Money Williams. Yes, another guy that is in the portal as well. So looking forward to where he's going to end up as well. But my favorite team to bet on was those Miami, Ohio Redhawks. They won that award for me. I started betting them at the very, very beginning of the season, and me and DeJuice, shout out to DeJuice, we just continued to bet them, and continued to bet them.
Yep.
And it worked out fairly well. I will say another one that was that was runner-up. My runner-up was the Howard Bison. Shout out to Ken Hatt. Me and Ken, we were on Howard basically. From the very beginning. They let us down the first two games of conference play there in the MEAC, but after that, I think they went on like a 16-0 run or something and just absolutely cruised. So it was fun betting them as well. So they were my runner-up, but I got to go with Miami of Ohio, the Redhawks, as my favorite team to bet on.
No, I mean, yeah, I'm with you. And those two that you mentioned, I was right there with you, especially with Miami, Ohio. We were battling a lot of the times, most of the time. And Howard, I mean, I'll just go ahead and give my winner. Howard, they were 22-8 against the spread this season, and we probably touched at least 16 of those games at minimum. So great job covering 73% of your games, Howard. So thank you. Hats off to Howard and Ken Hatt. And our guy and you, Elliot. It was fun. It was also fun, like doing the Howard bit as well. My runner-ups is Valpo. I bet on Valpo a lot. I love betting Valpo and Roger Powell, and they were covering machines for quite some time. Yes, it kind of, pitter-pattered out, but they were covering machines most of the time this year. And then another team, Mercyhurst, of course, Bernie Blunt. And 21-11, by the way, against the spread, Mercyhurst was this season. So they were printing for us, covering a lot, especially as a dog, and some fun ones. I'll mention Miami, Ohio, of course, just because what a fun story that was, and just dominant. I'll go P5 here a little bit. Iowa State, I loved betting on them this season. They were solid. Yes, they went through their bullshit, but they were fun, especially during the season. And I will say Valpo was 18-13 against the spread. So, you got to find the right time to bet on these teams. That's for damn sure. Because there may be only one or two games above the spread, but I feel like we all had similar ones that we love to bet on there because they were solid. I'll just share this out. Some of the other best teams against the spread, maybe not our favorite, but Stephen F. Austin, West Georgia was 21-9 against the spread. Detroit Mercy, Penn, Prairie View A&M 22-10 against the spread. Fresno State, Portland State 18-9 against the spread. I love betting on Portland State. I'll put them in there, and that's my final five, essentially nominee-wise, that just couldn't quite make it. But I love betting on Portland State. North Dakota, we love betting on North Dakota. They were sleeping on them. The books were sleeping on them. 21-11 against the spread.
This is a good call from Beeves. Navy. I like that call as well. Navy was awesome. They were one of my picked them to win the Patriot League. They're in the conference preview, so little precursor. Watch the conference previews next year. You'll see a couple of winners for sure. LIU was another one there in the NEC. But yeah, Navy was a wagon, and then Dusty. I agree. We have the penny system. They're getting rid of pennies in the U.S., but they're not getting rid of penny at Memphis. So let's keep fading and betting on that system for sure.
Yeah, and shout out Ken Hatt. You just missed the first award. My winner, favorite team to bet on. Elliot said Miami, Ohio, but his second was Howard. Mine was Howard because they're the number one team against the spread up in the country. Howard was, and it was just fun betting with you and Elliot on that little trio there. And yeah, Virgil, Zoe wasn't really popular this year, even though that's my wife's name, but just with an E, which she was 1-0 on her picks, by the way. Buffalo on the pod, her only appearance. So she's an absolute savant. I tried to get her on for an appearance. She is just cashed out over there. But anywho, she won't be happy if I said that. But we'll get it back. Pepperdine was bad. We got to know it when it's right. Pepperdine was great last season. But yeah, Tarleton and Sam Houston were another teams that were great against the spread. Central
Tarleton was a team. That was Jekyll and Hyde. They were good in the first half, and they were absolute shit in the second half.
Poor Billy Gillespie. He looked horrible, by the way. I know he's got some diseases, so I don't mean that, but I think his days are unfortunately done in college basketball. But it was fun. Mercer, another good one. I love betting on Mercer. That's for damn sure. DePaul was good against the spread as well, 18-12. All right, let's see the absolute bottom barrel teams against the spread. UMKC, we know that. Rider, Florida Gulf Coast, VMI, Mississippi State. We love betting on Mississippi State, but they were 10-22 against the spread. We got a couple of those right. Drake was terrible. We faded Drake a ton. Youngstown State was bad, but a lot of those covers came late in the season. So kind of funny seeing how some of these bad against the spread teams, but most of these are all around 40 to 50%. So it's about finding the time to bet. But those were teams that we are favorites to bet on this season. Howard and Miami, Ohio definitely topped the list, but those other ones were solid nominees. All right. We'll now do this one. Most fun team to watch. So I think with this category, doesn't necessarily mean they have to be good, but just a fun team, or they could be really good. You could be basing it off pure basketball skills. You could base it off the sets they run, how much they score, their defense. This is endless kind of category here. But like a team that you just always wanted to watch, no matter if they were on ESPN freaking the Ocho or they were on national TV, you hunkered in to and hunkered down to watch them this year.
I went first last time. You go first this time.
I got you. I'm trying to think of my teams here. I got one of them is Queens. I liked watching Queens this season. Their offense was a juggernaut, and was always fun just seeing other teams put up a ton of freaking points as well. No matter what, if it's a 20-point game, they could definitely come back and just dominate. So Queens is on that list for me for sure. Just always fun to watch there. Um, let's do Queens for fun to watch. And then this is a little biased. Ball State. They really covered a lot at the end. And when I was putting some cheddar on it, it really, it was awesome watching Ball State basketball this season. So for me, it was fun, like nostalgia, and just fun to watch it most of the time versus like their team. So more of a personal kind of binge there for sure. And then this season, there's so many teams that were fun to watch. This is where it gets a little tough for me. I'm going to go based off kind of like high-powered offense, I think that's always a fun one for sure. Like who's got the most high-powered offense, and that's why Queens kind of sticks out for me. I think Oklahoma State was mentioned in the chat for sure. And honestly, like I hate to say it, Michigan was a fun team to watch. They were a solid team to watch, really could get up and run. And this is another great one in the chat here. University of South Florida with Hodgson. Their sets were fun to watch and dominant performance. You just couldn't really miss out at all, which was always nice. And I think Miami, Ohio is for sure another good one. You can't be wrong with Miami, Ohio, especially all the close games that they played. But if I had to narrow that down to everyone, this is tough. This is really tough. I'm gonna stick to my gut and go with Queens here. I think Queens I watched a lot of basketball of Queens. They were fun to watch. Their offense was fun and potent. No defense. LA Fitness kind of basketball. It's kind of my choosing. I love it. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Queens here. A little sleepy pick, but all those nominees, great. Michigan, South Florida. You know what? Miami, Ohio. Hell, Arizona is a great one. So, yeah. But let's go with Queens out of the Atlantic Sun.
Yeah, no, I liked watching. Kind of piggybacking off that, Arizona was one of my favorite teams to watch. I just think they played both of the ends of the floor really well. Was a fun style of basketball to play. They shared the ball well. You didn't know who was gonna, be their leading scorer. It wasn't kind of a one man show at all. They kind of shared their love. I like to watch another team, High Point, always fun with their kind of up tempo pace. But I really liked watching St. Louis this year. What Josh Schertz did, obviously, with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, running the point forward, and just the way that he can operate there at that high post, top of the key, and run that offense, and just their ability to shoot the ball. We saw it was beautiful basketball all throughout that first round against Georgia. So really like to watch them. Like to watch Arkansas, like Ken said. That was just reason I like to watch them, because Darius Acuff was a freaking man among boys, and he is the boy. But they didn't play a lick of defense. So they were in the games that were, high scoring in the 80s, 90s, sometimes even the hundreds. I didn't necessarily like, we talk about high pace with like Alabama. I didn't really like to watch them. They just shoot way, way too many threes, personally, in my opinion. Just not very a fun style of basketball to watch when they're just seemingly jacking up a bunch of threes, trying to get up as many threes as they can. And then Miami of Ohio is up there too, just because they played a lot of close games. So that's really fun. Kind of got you on the edge of your seat, especially when you're betting on them over and over and over again. I'd probably say my favorite was Arizona. Just because I like the style on both ends of the floor. I also loved watching Houston. I'm kind of a sucker for Houston as well. Just because of the fact that, they play defense. And this year they were actually able to score a fair amount too, especially with Kingston Flemings there at the point. So they were fun to watch. Some other ones that, Akron, you can mention Akron up there as well. New Mexico was another one that was pretty fun to watch as well. They're in their first year with Eric Olin at the helm. So yeah, I mean, it's hard to narrow it down and pick just one after of 365 teams. But yeah, I'd probably go with Arizona just because obviously they were, one of the best teams in the country. They proved that. But I just loved the way and the style that they went about their play.
Absolutely, and you know what? I'm not just blowing smoke either up your ass. Belmont, very fun team to watch as well too. And Alexander got those guys cooking. So I think it'll be interesting to see how that translates into the Big 12, of course. But I mean, let's be real. Like I think the high-powered offense. Like I love defense. I like watching sets and all that. I like dissecting the game, of course. But man, to me, like watching UConn outside of the NCAA tournament, they weren't that fun this year. Like that's kind of how like the style of play that they have.
Around some fucking awesome sets, but man, yeah, it's kind of a boring style of basketball. But hey, sometimes boring wins. Look at Iowa.
Absolutely. I mean, Michigan State too. Like sometimes I feel like that gross kind of beat you up basketball is fun. I think another team we slept on too was St. John's. St. John's was fun to watch this year. Offensively, athleticism was great. And then how could we not support Pitino, of course? So they were a fun team, in my opinion, to watch as well too.
Michigan State, the reason I like to watch them is just solely for Cohen Carr. He's just fucking a freak of nature.
Oh, he's so good. I always support a Michigan State guard, even if Fears was kind of crazy this year. But I love a good Michigan State guard. Just so many good ones that I'm a sucker for, of course. But yeah, and then all right, favorite mid-major team doesn't have to be about betting. It can't be like me saying Ball State. Like favorite mid-major team out of the woodwork that we don't know. I think I can guess yours, but I'll go ahead and let you start off with that favorite mid-major team. Your boy is going to run to a quick pee session for 1 minute. And I know you're going to talk about hats off.
Favorite mid-major? I mean, what do we consider mid-major?
Like low major, mid major, anything that's not P5. Like basically, I mean, like you could say if you want, you could say Missouri Valley. Like if you want.
I mean, my favorite mid-major team would be Wichita State.
No, like favorite mid-major team like this season. Like I know we said favorite team to watch, but like your favorite mid-major team, like hey, you had like a sense of pride in them. My thought was Stetson with you. I gotta go pee though.
No, you're good. Yeah, no, I mean, I like the way that Stetson played. Down the stretch, I wasn't as high on them kind of to start the season, but yeah, Stetson would be one of those mid-major teams. Wichita State was really fun down the stretch too. They kind of got on a roll there down the stretch. Was fun to watch them. Not necessarily considering them a mid-major. Howard obviously would probably be my other mid-major team. If they're one of my favorite ones to bet on, I'll definitely be with them. Cal Baptist is a fantastic one with Dominique Daniels there at point. Didn't necessarily like love to watch how they played, but I love to watch Dominique Daniels just carve up teams. He single-handedly lost me a bet there in the NCAA tournament when I took Kansas to cover, and he went off down the stretch for like the last 10 minutes of the game. But Santa Clara, I would say, is definitely another team that I really love to watch. And they were one of those teams that I watched a lot because they were out there on the West Coast when not a lot of games are going on. And I love Herb Sendek. Always been a fan of him. As if you were a watcher of the show last year, we had plenty of battles, me and Huff, against Santa Clara, St. Mary's. He was on St. Mary's. I was on Santa Clara always. So, yeah, I'd say Santa Clara was another one of my fun mid-major teams to watch. Man, there's like too many. I love mid-major basketball. I could talk mid-major basketball probably more than I could
talk. Gotta pick one as the winner.
Conference.
Gotta
so, pick one and you said this is not like betting.
Just not
betting. Your favorite to watch.
Favorite to you're just like you had love for them this season. You had love for them.
I
think it's
mean,
Stetson, man, for you.
I don't know because like Stetson down the stretch for sure they came on, but I wasn't really on them. They were kind of a late bloomer for me. I wasn't really on them for the first half of the year. I like Santa Clara all year. I'm gonna go Santa Clara just because I was on them. I was on them early against Xavier when they just absolutely routed them at Xavier. I was kind of on them pretty big. I think I won a lock battle against you when they beat St. Mary's.
-1, I think, Xavier, yeah.
But I think I won a lock battle when you took St. Mary's and I took Santa Clara. So yeah, I'd say Santa Clara, man. I was kind of prideful. It hurt my heart too when they lost. How they lost against Kentucky.
Mercyhurst King.
Yeah.
Lakers squad, 86 ring. I don't even know. But anywho, mine's going to be Mercyhurst is the winner. I think I already kind of shared it, but Mercyhurst was, they weren't the most fun team to watch, but Bernie Blunt was awesome. Got a good squad with Bernie Blunt. And, excited to see where he goes. And Mercyhurst outshined it and did great this season, making it all the way to their championship. So that was fun. All right, next one. Coach of the Year this season. I believe Tommy Lloyd won the Naismith Award, and Fred Hoiberg won the AP Coach of the Year for Nebraska. So definitely can see that for sure. But I got 3 coaches in mind that aren't on that list. If I had to choose one from that list, it's going to be Fred Hoiberg, then Tommy Lloyd. But you know what I mean? Dusty May did some awesome stuff, but he's got Michigan behind him. Let's give the shout out to 3 coaches I have in mind. Jerry McNamara from Siena, getting them to go to the 16 seed, almost leading against Duke in the first half. I believe leading all the way up to the 15-minute mark, or 10-minute mark left in the second half against Duke. So props to him. Now he's at Syracuse. That's my favorite transfer portal yet, because I've been calling that for 2 seasons. Hey, you had to go spread your wings a little bit. You're going to upstate New York too. We'll keep you in the state, but go spread your wings a little bit. See what you do with Siena.
Gavin Dottie, he's going to Syracuse.
Yep, following in the footsteps, which is great. So that's my one nominee. My other nominee is Flynn Clayman from High Point. We had somebody on the conference preview being like, "You fucked his name up on the PowerPoint." They're like, "These guys suck." I remember that. Like this guy doesn't know shit. They spelled it wrong. I'm like, we knew it was. The PowerPoint was spelled wrong. So I remember all the way back on the previews back in late September when we were doing Big South previews. So, but now here we are now. They got a victory and a win in the NCAA tournament, which was great against Wisconsin, which was fun. Had Greg Gard crying. So shout out Flynn Clayman and High Point there. And then my third one is going to be Nolan Smith at Tennessee State, getting to an NCAA tournament bid, taking this program from the absolute dust up and upward. And then my honorable mention would be Jay Lucas as well, first-year coach going to Miami in the ACC, coming from Duke. He had that roster cooking, especially turning it around the way that they did, getting to the NCAA tournament after that horrible year with Larrañaga. So, those are my 4 for the nominees. But the winner is going to be Flynn Clayman from High Point to go in. Yes, they have the cash, but to be the coach of the year, you got to do something special, and they did. They upset Wisconsin and got a victory, and actually screwed this chalky tournament up somewhat a little bit. Because my God, it was very chalky. But High Point, they did a good job of getting it done. So yeah, that is that. So those are my 4 there. I would say, Josh Schertz did a great job too. I thought about putting him in there. I guess that could be my number 1. And then, Grant Calhoun as well is a good one. I mean, only person to get a bid from the Mountain West, which was tough. So Calhoun now at Cincinnati as well. So some great ones there. L. Ron Hunter, he had some good ones for sure, but I love Ron Hunter. He did a lot for Indianapolis. So shout out. I like those suggestions, but those are my 4 nominees: Lucas, Nolan Smith, McNamara, and Kleiman. I'm gonna give it to Flynn Kleiman.
Yeah, and so shout out. Speaking of High Point, so 2 weekends ago, I was working the National Collegiate Club Volleyball Championships here in Kansas City. Took care of some High Point students, and they were able to give me one of their prestigious pens at High Point. So shout out to High Point. I'll be wearing this maybe next year, a little pin on the shirt. So funny little High Point story.
Yeah, hey, good people out there in North Carolina, South Carolina, I don't know, wherever. I think North Carolina, but
North Carolina.
Yeah, that's good. Got the pin. Got Mr. Official over there. So yeah, who are your coaches of the years? I mean, I think we know the universal ones. I kind of shared them, but it's fine to share those too. I just was going to offer up some of my 4. I had that one planned versus the other ones I shared. So I wrote that one down. So I had those 4 ready to go.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go with first one, Travis Steele, Miami of Ohio.
Oh yeah,
leading them to an undefeated regular season. I know they dropped that game against UMass, but then not only that, but getting a win over SMU and kind of cementing their season with that win. I know disappointing effort against Tennessee, but they were able to figure out the prove that they were meant to be there. I think if they would have lost that SMU game, a lot of people would have talked a lot of shit and said, "Oh, Auburn should have been in," yada yada yada. But yeah, so Travis Steele would be one of mine. Josh Ertz from St. Louis, another guy who's just kind of proven winner at the D2 level. Then went to Indiana State, proven winner there, has taken the next step up and continues to prove that he is an elite winner. And he's taken a solid amount of his squad from Indiana State to St. Louis and just kind of repeated that success in a higher level of basketball. So shout out to St. Louis, and you can't remiss on the fact that they just absolutely went belt to ass against Georgia there in the first game, and then Michigan, man. I mean, national champions. I know they ended up pulling away from that game, but St. Louis was right there with them in that first half. And then Michigan was a little bit too much there in the second half and kind of blew them out. But they played a really good first half against them, and it was very competitive. So Josh Ertz would be number 2. Number 3, actually, I'm going to give it to Grant Billmeyer from NJIT. Led his team almost to an above 500 season for the first time in like 10 years. But took over the team 3 years ago. They were 7 of 21 and then 6 of 25 last year. Increased his win total by 10, 16 and 17. They were, not in the dead. They were picked dead last in the America East. Ended up finishing 10 and 6 in conference play, 3rd in conference. So, very good season. So when I think of a great coach, you look at somebody that has taken a team that had very, very low expectations and far exceeded those expectations. So I'm going to put him on there, and then I'm also going to put on Tommy Lloyd there at Arizona. Just what he was able to do, kind of a master class of both ends of recruiting. Those 2 freshmen, Koa Pete, Braden Burries, but then also bringing in the pieces, retaining some key pieces, but also bringing some pieces in. So a little mixed bag for me, but I'm going to go with Travis Steele at Miami of Ohio. Only team to finish the regular season undefeated down the stretch. He was able to, some may call it luck. I call it proper planning and execution. And they executed down the stretch in a lot of those games that were very close, and a lot of sets down the stretch that got them the win. So I'll go with Travis Steele as my coach of the year.
I think that's a no-brainer. I can't believe I forgot about Steele. I think also another honorable mention, Dan Hurley. Let's just say in the tournament. I mean, my God.
If we're talking tournament, I'm gonna say Ben McCollum before Dan Hurley. Honestly,
I could see that. Yeah, I could see that, especially the way they just manhandled Florida. But yeah, I mean, what Hurley did was spectacular for sure. All right, moving along, we're like almost done, but we still got a handful left here. I think we can agree on this one, maybe. Best story of college basketball. I wrote a few down. If you want, I can go real quick. Miami, Ohio is one of them. Nebraska, I wrote down as well. But I think Miami, Ohio has that little edged out there. Even though both great stories, Nebraska really came from nowhere and they were dominating. I mean, I put Michigan on the line as well too for what they were doing to teams. And then number 4 here, a little sneaky good story, was the freshman class that is actually going to leave, and also and the NBA mock draft. You know, we have really good people. I'm not just saying this because I'm a Pacers fan. They got high probability odds for a high draft pick, but I think it was fun to watch. Like, we were really excited about the Bonsta. We were really excited, you know, about DP, and then that kind of was more like a story within itself, which maybe not my favorite story, one of the best stories, but was a prominent story for college basketball this season. Especially, you had the talking heads, you had ESPN, you had a lot of these national TV kind of talking about these college basketball. Boozer, for instance. So I think that was a slept-on story for sure. But there's just no way I can't say Miami, Ohio is 31-0. So I'm going to have to go with that one for sure as my favorite. I mean, what they did this season, you already just talked about it with Travis Steele and what they mentioned, but also was just a great story. And we got to follow along for quite some time as well, because we were following it along since the beginning, which was just fun to watch that continue to blossom. And their story was great. And I got to say to Bruce Pearl's face, the max of two-bid league. Let's go.
Yeah, I mean, you're the freshman. I feel like, I mean, like you said, you know, you mentioned DeBonsa and Boozer and freaking Peterson, not to mention Darius Acuff, Michael Brown Jr., Nate Ament from Tennessee, Braden Burries and Koa Pete, Kingston Flemings from Houston, and I think we're missing, you know, one of the most slept on, Keaton Wagler from Illinois, putting up 42 against Purdue. You know, was 3 different freshmen put up 40 points on the same day. I think that was Wagler, Flemings, and DeBonsa, if I believe. But yeah, I would say, you know, probably the best story was definitely Miami of Ohio. The dramatics of it, the theatrics of it, definitely has to be the best story. Talking about UConn, that was a fun story there in the tournament, just with how they were able to shot Braylon Mullins shot, how they're able to, you know, get that win over Duke, and then Michigan's dominance overall in general. But I would say, you know, the best story for sure, and has to be Miami of Ohio.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Michigan's up there. I think we're spot on with the draft class there.
Yeah, I like the Nebraska call out too. One for their start, how they started the year 20-0, getting really, really good wins at Illinois, and in you know, during that stretch, and then the fact that they got their first NCAA tournament win ever in the history of their basketball program. That's right up there with Miami of Ohio, in my opinion.
Yeah, I would have to agree. All right. Now, this one's kind of a crazy one. Best college basketball game this year. We can kind of do this together if you want. I got one already written down. UMass versus Coastal Carolina, Sun Belt Challenge. What was that, a triple overtime game?
Yeah, how many buzzer beaters? There were like 5 different buzzer beaters, I think.
Buzzer beaters. Teams were down 7 with a minute to go. It was absolutely pandemonium. And I was watching it on the smallest screen that had ESPN Plus up, and I was absolutely loving it. Just want you to know. I think that's one of the best ones.
No, that's a fantastic one. I would say probably one of my favorite ones to watch, and I won't forget about it, was Miami of Ohio Buffalo. It was at Miami of Ohio. Miami of Ohio was basically dead in the water. They were losing.
Insane.
Missed a free throw, got tipped out. Ian Elmer gets the rebound, puts it up, buzzer beater three to tie the game, send it to overtime. Then in overtime, back and forth, 102. Peter Suter gets a ball screen, top right side of the wing, hits a little step back three, night celebration, and Miami of Ohio's undefeated season continues on. That put them at 19-0 at that one point. And then they went on and played Kent State the game after that, and went to overtime as well. But that was it was a game, two buzzer beaters, both on the Miami side, one to tie it, send it to overtime, one to win it in overtime by 3. So that was one of my favorite games. I love this call out too by Beeves. This is also another one of my favorite games. That USC Troy game was unreal at the beginning of the year.
111 to 108 or something like that.
Troy played back-to-back games that were incredible. San Diego State Troy game was absolutely nuts, and then that USC Troy game as well was completely bonkers.
Yeah, that game was insane as well. And I mean, Miami, Ohio was unbelievable as well. Gonzaga, Kentucky was solid way back when.
What about Ball State? What was that game that was like 55-37?
Oh God, that was Ball State, like Lafayette. I think it was Lafayette.
Yes, Ball State Lafayette. That was a fucking game.
That was one of the best of all time. I think everyone should go back and watch those highlights. Siena had a half-court buzzer beater this year. I mean, God, so many freaking good.
Speaking of, not Lafayette, but Lehigh had that freaking buzzer beater to beat Navy.
Yep.
Was it Navy?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it was Navy.
No. Boston beat Navy, I think.
Boston, yeah, that's right.
But Lehigh had that.
Was good too, that double overtime game.
But Lehigh had that like 60-footer or like that 50-footer to win.
And then I mean, God, recency bias, but college basketball games, Braylon Moulton.
Oh yeah,
buzzer beater. Santa Clara as well.
St. John's, KU, Darlings buzzer beater.
Yep, I mean that was insane for sure. And then UMass, another 3 overtime game as well. Fordham, forgot about that one as well. So yeah, I'm gonna still go with my Coastal Carolina UMass game. That game was unbelievable, but we saw lots and lots of great games this season. So I was just going off of closest games, but amount of buzzer beaters. I know that doesn't tip the top of the iceberg on thrill score or KenPom, but fuck it. Who cares? It was a great game. So that'll be mine. Are you gonna go with Miami, Ohio, Buffalo?
Yeah, I'm gonna go Miami, Ohio, Buffalo. Electric game. It was a fun back and forth game, high scoring game. Not only, even if without overtime, it would have been a super high scoring game, but then you add those theatrics. That was pretty incredible. I will say, Beeves with another good shout out. That VCU 18-point comeback there in the tournament was fun as hell, especially hitting VCU live when they had cut the lead to 9. I was like, all right, I got a bite. So that was a fun overtime victory there. So that was another fun one. Little recency bias in that one as well.
Yeah, I mean, gosh, how many good games that we saw this whole season.
Nebraska, Illinois, the buzzer beater by God, why am I blanking on his name? The guard from Nebraska. I can see his face.
Oh, fucking.
I think the score was freaking 84-81. I think. I don't know why I can remember the score, but I can't remember the 83-80. Yeah. Jamarcus Lawrence. Fuck. don't know. I think, but yeah, that was a freaking crazy game. Wisconsin. That was a freaking crazy game too. With the buzzer beater there. That was Blackwell, right? Who hit that buzzer beater?
Yeah,
Michigan.
yeah, against Michigan. That was insane. IU Wisconsin was a great game as well, but fuck that. That game.
Think about that if you're Wisconsin, man. You're Wisconsin. You beat Illinois at Illinois. You beat Michigan at Michigan, and then you lose the Michigan by 3 in the Big Ten Conference semifinals. You beat Illinois again for the second time, and then you lose the High Point.
No, literally, it's versus a great guard. That's for damn sure, which I find hilarious. But anywho, yeah, so many great games. I mean, God, we saw it all in the tournament as well. I mean
honestly,
the NIT final was great. Tulsa versus Auburn. I got to see that live. That was
honestly, we could go through each conference and probably find we could pick our favorite game in each conference,
without a doubt, and find so many buzzer beaters, and we can't show them or we'll get copyrighted like we did earlier. Okay, final 2 here, penultimate question and award. Doesn't have to be Michigan. Best team, pound to pound, best team. Maybe it didn't work out for them for 40 minutes of basketball. Things can happen. Maybe it didn't work out for 5 minutes of basketball for them. Best team this season. You still going Michigan?
I'm going Michigan, unfortunately, but I think they were the pound for pound the best team, and they proved it. I know, it took a incredible shooting performance by Michigan, by Wisconsin to beat them. They're at home. I know they lost to Duke, so you could, possibly say Duke would be another one that you could bring up just because Duke was right there down the stretch, and they'd already beat Michigan head to head. But I think pound for pound, it's got to be Michigan in my eyes. I think they were talent wise the most talented team. I want to say Arizona, Big 12 bias. I want to say Arizona, but I think Michigan was better.
Yeah, I want to say Arizona too. Michigan proved it. It was not a close game at all whatsoever. I'll battle you. I hate saying it. I'll go Duke. Just on you said it that they beat Michigan head to head. Yes, pissed away everything, but Duke was solid. They were destroying teams and were barely trying.
And they had a lot of injuries, so I mean, I could see why you would say that. But
yeah, the Big Ten's probably tougher, and Michigan was destroying teams as well. But I mean, I think Duke's schedule non-con was a little harder for sure. So I'll be the villain here and go Duke. But you can't go wrong with Michigan for sure. All right, player of the year. I believe Cameron Boozer has locked up the actual Naismith Player of the Year and is the number 1, but I won't be doing that. I'll go with Yaxel Lindenberg. What an awesome story coming from UAB. A little bit of slept on transfer, but yes, and then just dominated right from the get go. He had great players and pieces around him, of course, but he was a force to be reckoned with this entire season and the total glue guy and the one that got things going and then ends up winning a championship. Although he didn't look great in that game, he was kind of tanking towards the end. I mean, what are you doing? I already talked about it. I was bitching about it, but they get it done. Shout out Yaxel. What a great story, and that's the beauty of the transfer portal right there.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Keaton Wagler. Is my player of the year, just because I think he far exceeded expectations. Nobody saw this kid, he's not little, but kid from Kansas City, Kansas, Shawnee, Kansas to be specific, comes in to Illinois. They don't really know what to expect from the kid. They've got Kylan Boswell as, their other primary point guard, and Keaton Wagler comes in and freaking proves that he is he's a guy. He's a dog. didn't end up the way he wanted to against UConn. Shot 2 of 10 from the 3-point line. Couldn't see things go through the hoop. Still had 20 points, 6 rebounds. But yeah, you got to give it to the kid. Freshman dropped 42 against Purdue in a win. Illinois, obviously, yeah, I know they lost to UConn there in the Final Four, but you've got a freshman point guard who was, played out of his mind, was incredible. So I'm gonna go Keaton Wagler.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's a solid play. A-Cuff.
Deeves, you're probably right, but I'm not choosing a Duke player. I'm sorry.
I think A-Cuff as well could be another one for sure. And then Boozer, yeah. But yes. All right.
And I will say, when thinking about this, DeBonsa was first team All-American.
Yeah.
But was not the Big 12 Player of the Year.
Yep.
Make that make sense.
I don't understand it, but it's some system going on there for sure. All right. Now we get to the good stuff. Final one. All team name list here. I think what we can do is just round them off one by one and kind of build a roster a little bit and go from there. Kind of just dominate that and then go one by one and then get to like 12 or something like that. Field a roster at 12. This is the Pump Fake Pod all team name episode here as well in the award show. I'm going number 1 draft pick. You know where I'm going. Bernie Blunt III, my guy, absolute stud. It was fun to watch him all season. That's a hell of a name, so I cannot pass on the Blunt there. Give me Bernie Blunt from Mercyhurst, baby.
Yeah, and I'm gonna kick off with how I ended last year. Gonna go with A Million Bugs, West Alabama, D2. Came in, got wind of him a few years ago when he redshirted at Hutchinson Community College here in Kansas. But shout out to A Million Bugs, the West Alabama Tigers.
All right. This guy didn't play much, but he's from New Palestine, Indiana. From Minnesota, Maximus Jizzy. Not Maximus Jizzy.
And this guy, D2, All-American. Not sure if he's All-American, but definitely All-American on the names list. Peter Fuchs Jr.
Yeah, dude, not Peter Fuchs. Oh my God, that's so not Junior. He does Fuchs Jr. Oh my God, that's terrible. Oh, Peter Fuchs. All right, we're gonna go. He just was in the portal. He just was in the portal news not too long ago, and he's going to Valpo. Caillou, welcome, Caillou. Not the book, not the story, but welcome, Caillou. Let's go. Fuck yeah.
Starting at guard from the University of Louisiana Monroe, Wiggy Ball.
Wiggy Ball. Let's go, Wiggy Ball. Man, that is a hell of a name, I gotta say. What was his stat line at ULM at this season? Holy shit. Played in 32 games off the bench.
Yeah.
Total 15 points.
Half a point a game, 1 rebound a game.
That's Wiggy Ball.
A game, 25% from the field. Wiggy the fucking ball.
I love it. All right. I think he made this last year. For sure. But how can he not make it this year? Because he was dominant. And he was a Dolphin, dominating on the Dolphins. Mr. Tennessee Rainwater from Lemoyne, but he's Tennessee Rainwater from Davenport, Washington. Let's go, Tennessee Rainwater.
Yeah, we got this guy by way of Word of God Christian Academy. Always when I love to kind of travel coast to coast. I'm on the coast. I love me this kind of sandwich. We're gonna go with 6'5", 200-pound senior guard by way of Word of Christian Academy through North Carolina Central to Sam Houston State, Mr. Po Boy King.
He's gone a lot of ways. Yes, he has. Let's go. Oh boy, King. Absolutely. How can we not say that? All right. I got another one from Central Michigan. I got stories about them. Fat Brooks from Central Michigan. Let's go. Fat with a P, PH. So you know that shit's fat.
By way of Michigan, if I might add.
Yep. Let's go.
Yeah, and Ken stole my thunder, but I got to go with the guy that was struggling down the stretch. Could not hit a shot from three, Mr. Lance Armstrong, aka Solo Ball.
Yes. Yeah. No sleeping on Solo Ball. That's a hell of a name. Unbelievable. All right. I got one from Clemson. I can't believe it's not Butta Johnson. Let's go. Butta. Butta. Give me that Butta. Let's freaking go. Butta Johnson. I love that name. First name's great. Absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, well, we're gonna venture on over to the Towson Tigers. Where everybody, we always like to say that everybody likes Moorhead when we go to Moorhead State. But let's talk about Morsec. Everybody gotta love Morsec, baby. 3 points, 4 rebounds a game, 55% from the field. I'm going with my guy Morsec.
Let's go.
Everybody loves Morsec.
Morsec, yeah. His parents knew what they were doing there. The parents knew what they were doing here as well. Shout out from the San Francisco Dons. Almost said Dongs. The San Francisco Dons. How can you not be smiling right now to this? Legend Smiley. Welcome to the team.
I knew you were going there. He's on my list as well, damn it.
Legend Smiley. I mean, that's a hell of a name. You can't be mad about that. Hell no. I know one that made it last year that's staring at me right now too, as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with a sleeper team out of the America East. They surprised everybody. Ended up on top from UMBC, Cougar Downing.
Let's go, Cougar Downing. Yes. All right, I'll keep it Loserville here. He made it last year, but he's always right because he is always right. Let's freaking go. Always right. The Vaquero Junior. Good season for the Vaqueros here.
I mean, how about his brother? All right.
Yeah, he's just all right.
He's all right. Well, yours is always right. Well, mine's all right from Xavier. All right, guard. By the way, both from the state of Missouri.
I love that. Missouri, yes. Some creatures in Missouri for sure. So all right and always right made the team, everyone. Let's go. I got another one. Good one too. I gotta say. I'm battling back and forth. Federico. Let's freaking go. I just imagine Will Ferrell and Elf saying that like when he's drinking the coffee there. But yeah, let's freaking go. Federico.
All right, you wanna start going double names? Give me Yak.
Yeah. Gob. He graduated.
Gob. Well, guess what? We got Yak. Averaging 6.2 rebounds, 51% from the field. The Oregon State Beaver. Remember that? Everybody was trying to chase the Beaver on that Yak.
Yes.
Crap. Well, it's Yak Yak.
Yak Yak, I fucking love that. And yeah, we had Grob Gob graduate from last year, so I think it's just a great transition here. I think we're just gonna have a roster of teams here. We're gonna keep going a little bit more. Guard from Alabama A&M here, Sammy Pissis. Yeah, he's pissing on this. Sammy Pissis from Alabama A&M. Their offense was putrid to watch. Some say Pissis, but let's go, Sammy Pissis. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, and I'm gonna go with a guy. I mean, shout out to my girlfriend Bailey. She's the softball coach at Northeastern Oklahoma A&M. And this guy he's from Westville, Oklahoma, by way of Northeastern Oklahoma A&M. Now at the University of North Texas, Buddy Hammer.
Buddy Hammer. That's fucking. I mean, that's just a hell of a name. Great job to the parents there. All right, two more each. Elliot, I'm glad that we do this show together. We're not only colleagues, we're also friends. And also, we should make a TV show about Friends. Oh, wait, they already did. And parents loved watching Friends, and they chose the funniest one. Shout out Vanderbilt's forward, Chandler Bing, everybody. Yes, Chandler Bing's walking in. He's dating Monica. And then they end up married. Sorry for anyone that hasn't watched Friends, but yes, let's go, Chandler Bing.
So do we have two more each, or you have one more after this, or is this the final?
No, two more each. Yeah.
All right. Well, how can I be remiss if we leave this man off? But Mr. Finley Bizjack, now a Mountaineer. I've never heard of a more Morgantown, West Virginia name than Mr. Finley Bizjack.
I love that. Finley Bizjack, and he's got the crazy hair too. I think the hair is just perfect for what his name is. All right, I went back and forth on these two, but I'm gonna stick with this one because it's a hell of a name for sure. I gotta look up what team he is on though. I wrote this down because if you like Led Zeppelin, don't you worry because we got a good one. Zeppelin Kid, welcome to the college basketball team. Also from Southern Utah. So Zeppelin Kid, he's got some swagger to him. Only a freshman from Atlanta, Georgia. I think he's in the portal as well. So where will that Zeppelin go?
Yeah, so I got I went portaling for my last pick, and I didn't have very much NIL money left, so I had to dig deep into the interwebs, and I came across a female basketball player who used to play for the University of Texas El Paso. Transferred to Charleston Southern, where she averaged 6 points, 1.5 rebounds, 0.2 assists, shooting 34% from the field. She appeared in 30 games this year, made, let me check my notes, 4 starts, averaged 17 minutes a game, none other than Thelma Barbich.
Hit the bar, bitch. Let's go.
Hit the bar. Let's hit the bar, bitch. Thelma Barbich is going to be my ending.
I may have to watch women's basketball.
I ended my year on $1 million last year. I end my year tonight with Thelma Barbich.
That's always a hell of an episode because the names are always given. Yes, we like to say them out loud and on the betting shows, but we want to recognize that is the final team there. Unbelievable team name and roster there for the all team names, and great awards show as well too. Talking everything hoops, talked portal early on, a lot longer than I thought we would talk, but we missed talking, we missed the chat, we missed talking hoops. We have that all here, so we will be back probably early next week. We'll be back like Monday, Tuesday next week, just like we did this week. And we'll be talking the portal news, maybe giving out some more team names. You never know. There could be a second team as well. A little B team that we have, because this roster that we both formulated here is a solid one, but we need the B team in practice maybe. So stay tuned.
Gone portal.
Yeah, exactly. And maybe the team's gone portaling as well, and we gotta keep going portaling. Elliot's spot on there, but we will be talking portal early next week. So we're gonna have you covered. Yes, like I said, not every single day, but we will have you covered this off season, and we will be having an episode randomly in June, July, here and there, and keeping you covered on college basketball and what's up to date in the news, all the way up to conference previews, and then we'll start kicking it into gear with our betting episodes sooner rather than later. But we're going to enjoy the summer, of course, as first. Indy's a big month of May is big for Indy, for sure, especially last season with that special Pacers run that we had. Good actual NBA game tonight, I will say. Hornets versus Heat. I watched that. That was a hell of a game. Enjoyed watching some hoops after it's been a week or so. But Elliot, any final thoughts here? Great episode tonight. Looking forward to talking, and hopefully we both have more of a beefed up roster for both of our teams that we love by next time we talk.
Yeah, no, for sure. I think we will. We could probably look maybe like the Tuesday night, the 21st, or Tuesday night, the 21st. That's the end of the portal. So that might be a good night to go live. But yeah, favorite system bet. We can end on this. I like this little favorite system bet award. For me, a system that I've kind of built that I like to do is double-digit dogs at home. That's one of my favorite system bets.
Fade the buzzer beater. Let's freaking go. Fade the buzzer beater. One that I don't get to share with you guys really is if a team, let's say the over is at least it's 15 is the minimum, but you really want to be as close to 20 points over the total or under the total. You take what it was, like what it's going to correct to mainly. So if it was 100, the over under was 150, but the live over under at halftime is 170. I like to take the under in those situations. I like doing it more for the over when they have an under start, but that's always a good live system as well too. Honorable mention there, but yeah, I think 21st is a great. We'll get back to it Tuesday and wrap up this portal news. And then we'll stay tuned. We got things loading for the Pump Fake Pod, maybe some interviews after doing some networking. So we're not out of it. We're not going to go away completely. And we are your source for all things college basketball and basketball. Appreciate everybody in the chat. You guys are the realest. Thanks for tuning in. You guys are tuning in with us. 34 people watching live. Appreciate you on Twitter, X, whatever, YouTube, no matter where you're watching. We appreciate you guys, and all season it's been super fun. 140 units almost looking at these two guys right here this season. Printing cash. We're going to continue doing that even without betting this off season. But we'll be beefing up and geared up, ready to go by next fall to win even more freaking cash. All plays posted, free as can be as well. So tail, fade, doesn't matter. We're going to be your news for college basketball, and you're tuning into us anyway. So thanks, everybody. You guys are awesome. Appreciate all you guys. Yeah, drop a comment. Drop your favorite play randomly on the comment. Drop your favorite game. Drop your favorite award. Name an award that we did on the comment section. It helps us out. Hit that like and subscribe button. Appreciate all you guys and your support this season.
Yep. Appreciate y'all. Let's get this money.
Let's go. LGTM. Peace and love, everybody. Have a great week. We'll see you guys early next week for more Pump Fake Pod news.